final knock.
It's 2:17 in the morning. The room is dark except for the pale blue glow of a phone screen. A woman sits in a rocking chair, a newborn sleeping against her chest. Tiny, fragile, perfect. She hasn't slept more than 2 hours at a stretch in 3 weeks. Her body is still healing from major surgery. Her stitches still pull when she moves too fast. And then, ping, an email. She squints at the screen, thinking it might be a client, maybe something urgent. She reads the subject line. Position restructure, immediate effect. And in that moment, rocking her newborn daughter in the dark, Emma Reynolds' entire professional world is destroyed in 47 words. But here's what Vertex Marketing didn't know, what they couldn't have predicted. In 3 months, Emma would walk out of that company not in defeat, but with their 3 biggest clients in her pocket, worth over $8.2 million in annual revenue. The company that replaced her while she was recovering from a C-section, they now beg her for mercy every single quarter. This is her story. If you've ever been betrayed by an employer, used up, chewed out, and tossed aside the moment you became inconvenient, especially as a mother, hit that like button right now. Subscribe and turn on notifications because this revenge story is one of the most satisfying things you will ever hear. Drop a baby in the comments if you've ever faced discrimination at work for being a parent. You are not alone, and this one is for every single one of you. Let's get into it. Emma Reynolds didn't stumble into success. She built it. Brick by brick, year by year, sacrifice by sacrifice. For 7 years, she was the backbone of Vertex Marketing, a fast-scaling digital advertising agency riding the wave of the luxury fashion boom. While other account executives were chasing mid-tier clients and padding their expense reports, Emma was in boardrooms, in first-class flights, in late-night strategy calls, closing deals that other people couldn't even get through the door to pitch. She was the one they called when a campaign was flatlining. She was the one who turned a struggling fashion brand's social media disaster into a viral rebrand that tripled their revenue. She managed Vertex's 3 crown jewel accounts, luxury fashion brands that collectively poured millions of dollars into the agency every single year. Not just managed them, cultivated them, built personal relationships with the brand directors, the CMOs, the creative leads. She remembered their birthdays. She flew in person when a call wouldn't do. She protected those relationships like they were her own. And her boss, Lauren Brooks, the VP of Client Services, loved to showcase Emma like a trophy. This is Emma. She's our closer. Emma saved the Ashford account last quarter, single-handedly. If you want results, you talk to Emma. Emma soaked it in. She was proud. She worked for those compliments. She earned every one. She believed in Vertex. She believed in Lauren. She believed that loyalty, real loyalty, was a two-way street. She was about to learn it wasn't. Emma found out she was pregnant in the spring. She and her husband Daniel had been trying for over a year. It was joyful. It was terrifying. It was everything. She walked into Lauren's office with a smile she couldn't contain and told her the news. Lauren smiled back. But the smile, Emma would later realize, never quite reached her eyes. "Congratulations," Lauren said. "We'll figure out the coverage." Coverage. Not, "We're so happy for you." Not, "You deserve this." Just coverage. Emma brushed it off. She was glowing. She was going to be a mother. But then, slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, things began to shift. The strategy meeting she'd always been invited to, she started getting the calendar invites later and later, sometimes not at all. When she asked Lauren about it, Lauren would wave her hand and say, "Oh, it was just an internal thing, nothing major." Major accounts started getting CC'd on emails that didn't include Emma. Little decisions that should have involved her, were being made without her in the room. And the comments, the quiet, perfectly deniable comments. We need someone who can give 110% right now. The Ashford team has been asking about long-term continuity. It's just important our clients feel secure, you know? Emma kept telling herself she was being paranoid, pregnancy hormones, overthinking. But her gut, that deep animal instinct, was screaming. She pushed through, she worked harder. She refused to let her pregnancy be used against her. She worked right up to her due date, not because she had to, because she wanted to prove something to Lauren, to the company, to herself. And then, 5 days before her scheduled last day, her blood pressure spiked. Her OB sent her directly to the hospital, and Emma Reynolds delivered her daughter by emergency C-section, a surgery that cuts through 7 layers of muscle and tissue, a recovery that doctors say takes 6 weeks at minimum and often much longer. From her hospital bed, still attached to monitors, still groggy from anesthesia, Emma answered a client call. She answered a client call because she was that dedicated, because she believed the company would see that. She was so wrong. 3 weeks later, 2:17 a.m. Emma's in the nursery, feeding her daughter. The house is quiet. Daniel is asleep down the hall, exhausted from the night shift rotation they've fallen into. Emma's phone lights up with a notification. Company email. She figures it might be a client question being forwarded to her. She was still gently available, responding when she could, not because anyone asked her to, but because she cared. She opens it. Effective immediately. Your position has been restructured due to changing business needs. Upon your return from maternity leave, you will be transitioning into the role of junior account executive. This adjustment reflects our current operational requirements. Compensation will be adjusted accordingly. HR will be in touch with further details. Emma reads it once, then again, then a third time, slower, as if maybe the words will rearrange themselves into something that makes sense. Junior account executive. Junior. A title 2 full levels below the position she'd spent 7 years earning. 40% pay cut. No commissions on the accounts she had personally built from scratch. A new manager, someone she used to supervise. And her 3 flagship clients already reassigned, without a conversation, without a phone call, without even a text message, just gone. The tears come before she even realizes she's crying. Her daughter stirs slightly, sensing something in the way Emma's arms have gone rigid. Emma loosens her hold and rocks, staring at the screen, tears dropping silently onto her robe. Later, she would describe this moment as the loneliest she had ever felt in her professional life. 7 years of excellence, 7 years of loyalty, 7 years of closing deals, saving campaigns, and building relationships. And this is what it was worth to them? A cold email at 2 a.m. while she was feeding her baby. The next morning, Emma called Lauren. Part of her, the hopeful part, the part that had trusted this woman for years, wanted an explanation, wanted to hear that there had been a mistake, that HR had sent the wrong email, that surely Lauren would explain. Lauren picked up on the second ring. Her voice was cheerful, breezy, almost too cheerful. "Emma, how are you? How's the baby?" "Lauren." Emma's voice was steady. She had made herself a promise that morning. No tears, not on this call. "I got the email from HR last night." "Oh, yes." A slight pause, then smooth as silk. "It's just business, Emma. You know how it is. The clients need full-time attention, and you'll be busy with the baby." You'll be busy with the baby. Emma felt something shift inside her, something that had been slowly bending for months under the exclusions, the comments, the quiet sidelines, finally snapped, clean through. "I see," Emma said. Her voice was so calm it surprised even her. "It's nothing personal," Lauren continued, and Emma could almost hear the shrug. "We just need to think about business continuity." "Of course," Emma said. "I understand completely." She hung up. She sat at her kitchen table, her daughter asleep in the bassinet nearby, the morning sun cutting through the curtains. And Emma Reynolds made a decision. She wasn't going to cry anymore. She wasn't going to beg. She wasn't going to fight them through HR complaints and awkward mediation meetings that would drag out for months while she hemorrhaged money and dignity. No, she was going to do something far more effective. She was going to leave, and she was going to take everything with her. What happened next is the part of this story that Emma says she is most proud of, not because of the outcome, but because of how she did it, quietly, methodically, with her baby sleeping on her chest. The first thing she did was pull out her original employment contract and read every single line of it. She had negotiated that contract 7 years ago, fresh out of a top business school, and she had been sharp enough, even then, to push back on a non-solicitation clause the company had tried to include. Her attorney at the time had advised against signing it. She hadn't. There was no non-solicitation clause. Vertex had spent 7 years counting on Emma's loyalty. They had never once thought about what would happen if they broke it. Emma registered her own marketing consultancy, Reynolds Creative Group, while still on maternity leave. She built a clean, professional website during the hours her daughter slept. She drafted service proposals, set up invoicing systems, created a business bank account. And then she did the thing that took the most courage of all. She reached out to her 3 biggest clients. She didn't gossip. She didn't badmouth Vertex. She didn't vent about the demotion or the 2 a.m. email or Lauren's breezy dismissal. She simply told the truth. "I've decided to launch my own firm so I can give my clients the focused attention they deserve while building the kind of flexible career that works for my family. I've valued our relationship more than I can express, and I'd love to continue working together directly with you as my client." That was it. Clean, professional, human. And here's the thing about relationships built on real trust and genuine care. They don't belong to a company. They belong to the person who showed up. The first client responded within hours. "Emma, honestly, we've been concerned since we heard you were leaving. We'd be open to discussing this." The second client was even more direct. "We work with you, not with Vertex. Send us the paperwork." The third, the crown jewel and $3.8 million annual fashion brand, whose account Emma had personally saved from collapse 2 years earlier, took a week of careful conversations. And then they signed. All 3. Emma closed all 3 deals while on maternity leave with a newborn in her arms, stitches still healing, running on 3 hours of sleep. That's who they were dealing with.
Emma waited.
She could have gone public immediately, could have sent her resignation the moment the last client signed. But she waited until the exact day her maternity leave officially ended. The day she was supposed to walk back into Vertex Marketing as a junior account executive, reporting to someone she used to manage with 40% less pay and no commission on the accounts she built. On that morning, she sat at her desk at home, her own desk now, in her own company, and she drafted her resignation email. It was professional. It was gracious. It included a formal 30-day notice. Attached was a transition document, cleanly formatted, detailing the current status of all her former accounts, and at the bottom, 1 paragraph. "Please note that during my maternity leave, I have established my own consultancy. 3 of Vertex's major accounts, Client A, Client B, and Client C, have chosen to transition their business to Reynolds Creative Group. I wish Vertex Marketing continued success." She read it 3 times. She thought about the nursery at 2:17 a.m. She thought about Lauren's breezy voice. It's just business. She clicked send. Pause. Within 47 minutes, her phone began to ring. Lauren called first. Her voice, the voice that had been so smooth, so breezy, so unbothered just months ago, was shaking.
Emma, what is this? You can't do this. You cannot take those clients. We will sue you into the ground. I swear to God.
Emma let her finish. Then she said, calmly, slowly, with absolute composure, Lauren, check my contract. There is no non-solicitation clause. Those clients are adults who made their own business decisions. They chose to follow me because I built those relationships, not Vertex, me. And they made their choice after you demoted me while I was recovering from surgery and caring for a newborn. Good luck with the transition. She hung up. Then came the CEO. Then HR, twice. Then the CEO again, this time with a different tone, softer, almost desperate. They offered her the old job back, full salary, better title. She declined. They offered a raise, 20% above her old compensation. She declined. They offered equity in the company. She declined. Because Emma Reynolds had something Vertex Marketing could never give her back. Her dignity, her autonomy, her name on the door. The fallout at Vertex was seismic. Losing 3 flagship accounts in a single month, accounts worth over $8.2 million in annual revenue, sent shockwaves through the company. Their quarterly numbers cratered. Investors asked questions. The board demanded explanations. Lauren Brooks, who had spent years positioning herself as the architect of those client relationships, now had to explain why all 3 of them had walked out the door the moment Emma left. She couldn't, because the answer was simple and humiliating. They were never Vertex's clients. They were Emma's. Lauren was placed on a formal performance improvement plan within 6 weeks of Emma's departure. She left the company before the year was out. Emma heard about it from a former colleague who still kept in touch. She didn't feel satisfaction exactly. She felt something quieter than that. Clarity. She had known what Lauren was. She had seen it in that tight smile when she announced her pregnancy, in the breezy cheerfulness on the phone that morning, in the 47 words of a cold email sent at 2:17 a.m. She had believed in this woman, and that belief had cost her, but it had also taught her. Within 12 months of launching Reynolds Creative Group, Emma was earning more than double her old salary. She worked flexible hours, she took her daughter to the park in the afternoons, she traveled to client meetings on her own schedule. She hired 2 other women in her first year, both of them mothers who had experienced workplace discrimination. She knew what it felt like to be made to feel like a liability for having a family, and she refused to build a company that made anyone feel that way. Her agency grew. And Vertex? They still operate, but they never replace those 3 accounts. Every quarter they feel the hole that Emma left. Every quarter they are reminded of what it cost them to send that email. Emma's story is not just a revenge story. It's a lesson about what happens when a company mistakes loyalty for weakness, when they assume that because you need them, you'll accept anything, when they bet that you're too afraid, too tired, too new to motherhood to fight back. Emma wasn't fighting back out of anger. She was fighting back out of clarity. She saw exactly who they were the moment that email hit her phone, and she chose to respond not with rage, but with precision. She bet on herself, at her most exhausted, at her most vulnerable, at the exact moment they expected her to fold, and she won. If you take anything from Emma's story, let it be this. Your loyalty should never exceed their respect for you. When a company shows you who they really are, believe them the first time, and never, ever be afraid to bet on yourself. If this story gave you that rush, that deep, satisfying feeling of justice finally served, please smash that like button and subscribe for more stories exactly like this one. Drop your own workplace betrayal story in the comments. Every single one gets read. You are not alone, and your story deserves to be heard. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And click the next video right now, because the next revenge story is even more unbelievable than this one. You've got this. Protect your peace, bet on yourself, and never let them dim your light.